let's say, hey, I'm gonna break into your house, right? You're like, no, you're not. I might shoot you, right? Yeah, that's your right. But if it costs you, if you know, like, hey, 500 kids and women and children are gonna die if you defend your house, your house, or you can move. You know what I mean? That's when it gets kind of complicated, and it's like, what do you do then? And in the reality, the sad reality, the men back in that time period were not the men of today. They were way more cynical. I'm talking about Americans as well, the men in America, the men in the World War II, our allies, didn't have the same mindset. It was more ruthless, right? That's why they dropped the bombs. So few civilian cities, they'll vaporize women and children and old people. So don't think that they created this land in Israel only for the Jews, right? The real situation was it was a military type of checkmate type of thing. I put my checkmate piece right here in the disguise of a religious type push, which both can be true, but it was really like to attack that area, and that's why we have nothing but our military in that area. It's a reason why we can look right up in there, destroyers, Air Force carriers, submarines, because we have that anchor, which is Israel right there, to make sure that all these other countries, we can touch you really fast and check you really fast, right? And that's my viewpoint. That's my opinion about it.
Look, I agree. Look, you have a point as far as militarily. I will, but I just
think there's other people that came on the stage that want to speak.
Sorry, my bad.
Go ahead, Ashton.
I wanted to respond.
You done? You want to land, Ashton? Make it quick.
All I was saying was he's right as far as militarily. I wasn't thinking about that part of it, but yes, modern day, even Europe, like I said, did try to split that into sectors, and that worked out not so good for some people. And I just don't know if you can bomb away ideology, and as long as you have religion involved, people are never going to fight over resources. They're never going to fight over just the land itself. They're fighting over an ideology to either maintain or expand what they have. And Israel has the might and aptitude to expand what they have because they have the military of the United States also there. So that's something I think about as well with the way Israel could, push into other countries if they so chose. But they're not. I just think we find ourselves in a situation that we shouldn't be in the United States, as we're such a young country dealing with a religious issue that will never go away. I just think it'll never go away. And I think America needs to take a back seat on some of this stuff. Again, just simply because of how young this country is and trying to get involved in things that have been going on older than my grandmother and stuff. So you got it.
So I just want to respond real quick to you, Ashton. So I know you said that this isn't political, this is religious. And you were speaking about how, this has been going on for thousands of years, which I do agree with. But again, this is modern times, and that's what I mean by political. Slavery, it has religious sentiments to it, and they use religion to weaponize it. But again, that was political. That was obviously capital as well. So, the situation with Israel, again, is in my eyes political. We're talking about a secular government. Bibi Netanyahu is not religious at all whatsoever. Most of the people living in Israel are not, religious themselves, even though, again, Jewish is an ethnic identity as well as religious. But continuing on to what I was trying to say, again, it's, we can sit here and have a conversation about religion, which, again, colonialism loves to weaponize and likes to use in order to rally up troops and people emotionally. But again, I just think as a humanity, when are we going to sit back and say that wrong is wrong? When are we going to sit back and say that, despite, whatever doctrine you might follow, the loss of human life, crimes against humanity, certain things that have been going on and taking place in the name of quote unquote religion, in the name of capitalism, in the name of